Tim Hay, and I'm the Cooperative Development Director for NASPA Value Point. And I would like to welcome you to today's latest webinar series to introduce the new travel management services portfolio that we have available for NASPA Value Point customers. It's also known as the travel agency contract. On the phone today with us is Kaliska King, and she is the lead contract administrator, and she works for the state of Oregon, and she worked with the sourcing team in putting together this latest travel management services portfolio. So with that, I'd like to welcome Kaliska to the phone today.
Thank you, Tim. I would like to start by introducing our sourcing team: Tammy Nelson from Utah, Matt Paquise from Alaska, Mark Milstein from New York, Shalita Woods from Louisiana, Jennifer Schaefer from Ohio, and Marcy Trosher from Nevada, and Tim Hay from NASPO. The purpose of this is to establish a master services agreement for travel management services. State governments, institutions of higher education, political subdivisions, the District of Columbia and Territories of the United States, and other eligible entities subject to the approval of the participating entities, procurement director, and compliance with local statutory and regulatory provisions are able to use this agreement. Some of the benefits of this agreement are flexible options for online booking tools, and we'll talk about that in the next slide. Access to agent services, lodging services with GSA per diem rates included, and you can also book your air, lodging, and car travel all in one booking. And each of these is accessible through mobile technology and mobile devices. The booking tools that are on this contract are Concur, Get There, New Travel, and Lightning by Corporate Travel Management. This is important. This is an important part of this contract because some entities already are established with certain booking tools, and they can continue to use those, or they can look at using another one. The RFP process. The RFP was advertised January 5th of 2017. It closed on March 8th of 2017. Round 1 evaluations started in April. Round 2 in May. Notice of award was made June 6th. And the contract was signed and started on August 16th of 2017. 8 proposals were received and evaluated in round 1. 4 proposals were moved to round 2, and 1 vendor was awarded. The evaluators scored each section with a 0 to 5 number. Round 1 evaluation categories were company history and experience, additional travel-related services, implementation and onboarding, program management, and program outreach. Round 2 evaluation categories were presentation and demonstration and cost submission. For round 2, this is pretty unique to this contract. We flew in the sourcing team, and they actually had presentations from each of the 4 vendors to see their booking tool and all of the other services that were available in person in order to evaluate them. Scope of services. Travel management services is a full reservation service for domestic and international travel, including ticketing and fulfillment of travel reservations for all commercial modes of travel via an online booking tool or full agent service. The categories that we ask them to propose on and that are in the contract are travel, which includes air reservation and booking, lodging services, car rental booking, and other travel management services and related travel services. Contract pricing. Full service agent pricing is $20 per transaction, and that is if you need to make a reservation and call CTM for them to assist you with your reservation. And then the online transactions, depending on which booking tool you choose, there's an online booking fee for that. Another thing to highlight in this is that there is no after hours fee. And also when it comes to after hours, if you call in after hours, you will always get a CTM employee with access to your profile. You will not get a third-party company assisting the vendor after hours. It will always be a CTM employee, and that is a huge time saver for the traveler, and especially if there's an issue, they can assist the traveler right away and have all the most current information. Our awarded vendor, Corporate Travel Management, Tony Forte is the contact, and you can see his contact information here. Corporate Travel Management was founded in 1994. They have 20 U.S. offices covering all major time zones, 2,200 employees, and are focused on customer service. And if anybody has any questions pertaining to the contract or corporate travel management, I am available by phone or email.
Thank you, Kaliska. And one thing to highlight about corporate travel management is they were our previous contractor as well. And it should make transition easy to those existing states out there to transition to the new contract since they already have everyone's existing profile. So please contact Kaliska if you have any questions about the contract itself or about the RFP process. I'm going to take just a couple of minutes and talk about the participating addendum process. So as you're aware, all 50 states in the District of Columbia have signed a memorandum of agreement allowing them to be eligible to use any NASPO Value Point Cooperative Master Agreement. We have roughly 65 different contract portfolios right now for states and political subdivisions to use. And that memorandum of agreement allows access to all of those agreements. So through the participating addendum process, states may include their own state administrative fees. They can include any required or unique terms and conditions. They can identify any options for the political subdivisions within their states. They can also request any state-specific reporting or other requirements. Corporate Travel Management has a very robust reporting system available, and we hope that that meets states' needs. But if states need something else, they can certainly access that or request that through their participating addendum. And finally, if states have their own negotiated or their own in-state per diem rates and they don't follow the GSA per diem rates, they can certainly include that provision as well in the participating addendum and include those per diem rates for within their state. There's three options for participation. We always like states to choose option one, and that's when the state will sign a participating addenda for the entire state to use, as well as all the political subdivisions within the state. If for some reason the state chooses not to utilize this agreement, we would then encourage them to do option two, which they would sign a participating addendum that allows all the political subdivisions within their state to utilize this agreement. And if a state chooses not to execute a participating addendum at all, but if a political subdivision out there would like to utilize these travel agency contracts, those agencies or those political subdivisions may do that, but they'd have to execute their own participating addendum. And we can help facilitate that. We would first need to contact the state chief procurement officer in the state in which the political subdivision resides, and we would reach out to them on your behalf asking if they have any objection or not. And once we have the official word from the CPO, we would then contact that political subdivision that it's okay to execute their own participating addendum. So I'm not going to read this verbatim, but it's pretty much negotiations between the political or between the state entity or political subdivision and the contractor. NASPA Valley Point, nor does Calliska or the state of Oregon get involved in your negotiations, nor do we approve your executed participating addendum. We are available to answer any questions, though. So if you have any questions on the PA process, you can reach out to NASPA Valley Point. If you have any contract interpretation questions, Calliska would be your primary point of contact on that. But the primary mode of executing a PA is to download the model participating addendum from our website, and I will show that in just a couple of minutes where it's located. And then just negotiate directly with corporate travel management. And then once you have an executed participating addendum with signatures from both parties, please send that into NASPA Valley Point, and the address to use is pa@naspavaluepoint.org, and a PDF copy of the signed document is fine to send in. Options 1 and 2, the steps are exactly the same. Option 3 is where a political subdivision would execute their own PA. This is where we do that check-in process with the state CPO. So if any political subdivisions are interested in utilizing this agreement, please send an email to us at info@naspavaluepoint.org, and one of our cooperative education and outreach people will reach out to the CPO on your behalf and make sure that they do not have any objections with the you entering into your own PA. Once we receive confirmation back from the CPO, we will reach back out to you and let you know that, yeah, it's okay to execute your own PA. And then then you would just follow the exact same steps and just negotiate directly with corporate travel management and send in that executed participating addendum to the same address, pa@naspavaluepoint.org. Now, once we receive the executed participating addendums, in all scenarios, we will log those participating addendums, and then we will post them up on our NASPA Valley Point website. Here's a flow chart that's located on the web page. It just shows the 2 steps involved of executing a PA. We have the participating states flow right here, and then we have the political subdivisions flow right here, and this just shows where we have that check-in process with the state CPO. Now, state executed versus political subdivision executed participating addendums. This is really important. If a state has already executed a participating addendum with corporate travel management, there should be language in that participating addendum that allows the political subdivisions within that state to work directly with corporate travel management without the need to execute a separate document. So we ask that if a state has already executed a participating addendum, that political subdivisions do not execute a separate participating addendum. Please make your purchases and set up your programs under that state executed PA. Now, if a state has not, and if a political subdivision needs to execute their own different agreement just to show the contractual obligation there, you can use your own document. There's no need to send that extra document into NASPA Value Point. The only exception to this is if a state has chosen not to execute a participating addendum, then it's okay for a political subdivision to execute their own participating addendum and send in. If you have any questions on this, please feel free to reach out to NASPA Value Point and we will help clarify the process for you. Things to remember: that the sample PAs are located on the NASPA Value Point website under each master agreement portfolio, and I'll show you here in just a second where it's located for corporate travel management. We will maintain all of the participating addendums in a repository, and we will log them and post them up on the NASPA Value Point website. As we get new participating addendums in, we have the map that'll color in to show which states or entities in the state have executed a PA. We ask that you only submit completed and negotiated PAs with signatures from both parties to us. We don't want to make the mistake of incorrectly posting a participating addendum that is not fully executed. So please only send in completed and executed PAs, and there's no need to include this in any communications as you negotiate your PAs with CTM. By all means, reach out to us, though, if you have any questions or if you're unsure of something. And also, you can submit those those PAs in a PDF format to us. So where the PAs are located is very simple. If you go out to the NASPA Value Point website, And if you just do a search for travel, all of the travel-related portfolios will come up. And then so we have all these portfolios available right now for travel services. The new portfolio for travel management services is located right here. It has the years 2018 to 2023. You can click on this, and this will give you a high-level overview of the RFP process itself. There's a copy of the released RFP, as well as all of the addendums that were associated with the RFP, and the executive summary and award recommendation to the management board to select corporate travel management. It also has CLISCA's content information right here, and the current expiration date, as well as the total terms expiration date right here. If you click on this tab right here, it'll show the one and only contractor that we have available, Corporate Travel Management. Click on that. It has Tony's contact information here, as well as a copy of the contract. The model participating addendum is located right here, and if you click on this, it'll download a Word document, and you can just negotiate directly off of this Word document. We ask that you start with this document as your point of negotiation. This is the latest and greatest document that we have available for participating addendums, and it has all the latest terms and conditions. With that, I would like to thank you all for participating in today's webinar series. Thank you again, CLISCA, for your hard work on putting together this new portfolio, and to the sourcing team for their hard works on this as well. My contact information is here, so if anybody has any questions about this portfolio or any other portfolios, feel free to reach out to me, and I will either respond directly to you or get you in contact with a person who can. With that, I'd like to thank you again and just wish you all a great day.